I'm going to start again. Have you ever been on Instagram? Actually, TikTok does this way more. Have you ever been on TikTok and there's like a video of a mom showing how her 10-month-old or 1-year-old is doing something amazing? Like, they have this nice plate. It's got pasta, it's got roast potatoes, it's got chicken. They have a fork and they're eating it perfectly, just like this. But you go into the comments and what do you see? You see a couple of moms who are like, what? My child can hardly drink anything more heavy than milk, or my child's gagging, or I have a 1-year-old who can't swallow. This is so amazing. I feel terrible, that kind of thing. You see those comments all the time. If you're that mom who feels that way when you see those videos, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Good Enough Moms podcast, where we are just embracing the joy of being average mothers. We are not perfect and we are not trying to be. Today, what I'm going to talk about is mom guilt, which everybody encounters to different levels. And what are you supposed to do about mom guilt? Why is it there in the first place? What are you supposed to do about it? And how can you overcome it? So, mom guilt is very much something that happens in the Western world. Because where I come from in Kenya, moms don't feel guilty about not doing some stuff for the child. Because there's no expectation that, like, as the mom, you should be there for everything at school. You should pack all their meals. You should do all this. There's so much more of a community feel that you are helped and it's okay. Nobody expects the mom to cook everything every day or have a perfect looking house by themselves. Almost everybody has a nanny and a lot of people have live-in nannies. So since we can't afford live-in nannies in the States, what can we do as moms to reduce that mom guilt? I have a few points for you. And because this is the Good Enough Moms podcast, I'm going to be referring to my notes. I don't have enough time to memorize a whole script, and it wouldn't go with the vibe of what I'm trying to tell you, that you don't have to be perfect. You could just be good enough. So let me give you some tips about how you're going to overcome mom guilt. The first best way is to find like-minded friends. So if you're a drop-off at school, there's different moms. There's the mom who is head to toe in aloe yoga, nice white socks, nice dad sneakers or whatever they're called, these new sneakers that everybody's wearing. I'm going to find an example for you. Everything looks like it came straight off the hanger. And then there's the other mom who's in sweats, pajamas and a robe, or her husband's sweatshirt, something with stains on it and stuff. Go talk to that mom. Go talk to the messy mom. Go talk to the mom who doesn't have their stuff together and make friends. Because what that's going to do for you is on those days you feel really low, you have someone who feels the same way you do. Maybe it's a school trip and all the kids are ready. You meanwhile forgot. Your kid doesn't have the field trip t-shirt or whatever. So you're standing there feeling bad. And guess what? Your messy mom comes along and she's like, can you believe we have another field trip? I don't even know where our t-shirt is. Or if it's soccer or basketball, you guys go, some kids have their water, everything, just looking perfect. They know where their uniforms is. They have their cleats. And then you have the messy soccer mom, the messy basketball mom who is I'm just here so I don't get fined kind of situation, Talk to that mom, become friends. It's going to help you to realize that you are not alone. 2, unfollow all those perfect mom IG accounts, TikToks, and anything you follow of a mom who is always cleaning, is always making the best homemade meals, is always doing this. Just unfollow them. It only makes you feel sad. And the worst thing about it is that's not even their reality. I know personally because I work as a sleep trainer and I work with so many moms. And there's always something to the story that you don't know. And I'm always telling my clients and my moms, you need to chill because your friend who's telling you, oh, my 2-year-old doesn't use an iPad ever, is always writing, can spell 25 words, can do my taxes. The mom who's telling you all those things isn't telling you that she has a nanny. Her mom lives 2 minutes away. Her husband works from home. She has so much help. She doesn't tell you that part. She just tells you the amazing parts that this kid is doing. And then you feel bad about your kid. Right now, look at all your friends. Ask them when they started walking. Does it matter? Who started walking at 10 months? Who started walking at 2 years? We're all walking now as adults, you know? Oh, this one's not using a pacifier. My baby never needs a pacifier. They just put themselves to sleep. Here are 10 tricks to make your baby be as perfect as mine. You do not need that in your life. That's just going to make you feel like you're comparing yourself. And if you ever come across those posts, because they'll always be suggested, you don't follow these accounts, but you come across those posts like this, the girl's cooking in like a dinner dress, and you know, she is making cereal from scratch in a very sweet voice. If you see those, all you have to do is remember this is not the whole picture. Just tell yourself, say it out loud. Just be like, this is not the whole picture. There's been a trend I kind of like where the TikTok moms and all that will show, especially they're like home influencer, if that's what you call the moms who show off their nice houses. Some of them will actually show you the reality. So they'll show you during the time that they were filming what the house looked like. Then 2 hours later when the kids are there and there's a mess. Follow those accounts because those are relatable. You really just want to remember to be realistic. All right, so I've given you those. I'm going to go back to my notes. And another way to overcome mom guilt is literally to sleep. You need your sleep. I don't want to know about, 3 things you could do when you wake up at 5 a.m. to be a successful entrepreneur. Moms need sleep. So how are you going to get it? Because there's this like, is it called revenge bedtime? I think that's what it's called, where moms are like super tired about 7 p.m., 8 a.m. Then what am I saying? 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Moms are super tired. And then when the kids go to sleep, that's when they like wake up and they're like alive. The mom's like, okay, I'm gonna binge watch my shows. I'm gonna have wine and popcorn. I'm going to do all these things. And then they sleep at like 2 a.m. when it's really late. And then the next day they're tired. So if this is you, this is what I think you should do. Tailor it to however it will work for you. This is just my guide and my suggestion for me. You do not have to follow it 100% because you are just trying to be good enough. You're not trying to be perfect. So this is what I would do. I avoid caffeine after 5 p.m. Actually, sometimes I even do 3 if I want to sleep early. So I won't have tea. I'll have like decaffeinated because I drink a lot of black tea. So I'll do decaffeinated before bed, but I'm not going to do any caffeine in the afternoon. I'm going to have dinner early, so about 7 if I can. If I can't, hey, it is what it is, but that's what I'm aiming for. And then I put my phone far away. I know you need your phone for your alarm, but don't put it near your bed because you don't want to be scrolling in bed. You want to go to bed early without your phone. Now, because we're not being we're not trying to be perfect. We're going to be realistic. What I would do is I could turn on the TV. I have a TV in my room, so I could turn it on, watch something I don't really care about. I don't have to know how it ends so that I can just drift off to sleep while the TV is going. So watch like a rom-com, something you're not invested in. Sometimes I start watching like Law and Order or Criminal Minds, like something I really like that's investigating. And the problem with that is I want to see who did it. I want to see who did the murder. So I start to watch episode after episode. So now I watch things I don't really care about. Like sometimes I watch like a reality TV show that I'm not very invested in, or something like that. That way I can drift off to sleep. Then I actually do use an essential oil diffuser. I don't think it's a bad idea. I got one off Amazon. I'll find it and put it in the comments, or like I'll put it down below in like the description. And you can see, you can get like an essential oil diffuser. Eucalyptus is really good, or lavender. And you can do that in your room before you go to bed. So time for bed, the kids have gone to sleep. Make sure you have limits with them where it's like, just be in your room. I don't have to put you to sleep next to you and all that. Just be in your room. If the baby is not sleeping, or if your kid's not sleeping, but they're in their room and quiet, just leave them alone. You go do your own thing. Get in your place, have your essential oils, turn on the TV. Even if you don't feel sleepy, just go to bed. Just make it a habit to like go into bed and like not scroll. If you're trying to be a little more towards perfect, read a book because that is going to help you to go to sleep. But don't feel like you have to do anything really intense and like be super productive. If it's something Instagrammable, then it's too perfect for this. We want something that, it's so regular. That's the kind of sleep routine you want to have. And so let me see if I forgot anything about the sleep routine. Oh yeah, this is one thing I do because my brain is always like turning. My gears are always turning. Ideas. Oh, remembering, oh, I have this appointment, or I have to remember tomorrow to do this. So sometimes if I'm trying to sleep, I'll be remembering things. So what I'll do is like I'll get my paper and pen. I usually use my journal, but you can get whatever. And then if you remember something, write it down. So now it's a brain dump, and you're not going to have it like keeping on going and going in your brain, but at least you'll get it out of your brain and then you can sleep. So, wow, I actually said all of them without even looking at my notes. Look at that. Great. Okay, so we've talked about another way is sleep. Another way that you can do it is build a community. So, apart from like the like-minded friends, online, there's so many communities. I mean, like 25 Facebook groups. I mean, Sisters of LA, Black in the Valley, Black Moms in the Valley, parents of teenage boys, boy moms. I need to join some girl mom groups. If you know any, please put them in the comments because I need to work on my girl mom game. But boy mom, I haven't settled. I'm in so many I can't remember all of them by name. But there's a lot of groups. So if you join, I'm actually in My Leak and Mamas. That's a new one I've just joined. It's actually a paid membership. So I'm waiting to see if it's worth the $10 a month. But I love My Leak and what she teaches, and I think I like it. So I would suggest you just get into any of those forums. And then you can get like-minded people who tell you stuff, or maybe even Reddit. I'm sure Reddit has some great parenting ones. Just don't go for the ones where people are bragging about their kids. Go for the ones where people are complaining about their kids. You'll feel so much better because you'll know that you're not by yourself. Really, for me, I feel like if you have friends that do not complain about their kids ever, you should not hang out with them. You need someone who's going to be like, I love my son, but I need to not see him for the next 4 hours. Or I love my husband, but I can't stand how he does something. You need realistic people who are going through the same things you're going through in life. If you have those parents who are like, oh my God, my son is the best. The sun rises and sets in his eyes. Did you see how he turned to the left today? Oh my God, it was so amazing. You just do not want that. You need to have moms who are realistic. So let me see if there's anything else I forgot when it comes to no mom guilt. You need to follow some relaxing accounts. So I have two that I follow on Instagram. There is Cheers to Nap Time and the Nap Ministry. And those kind of always remind me to like rest, even when I forget. Like rest is so important. For example, one thing I do, which you can, is I have rules. So rule number 1, no mom guilt. So if I start to feel bad about missing something, I'm just like, rule number 1, no mom guilt. Rule number 2, I always say, in 10 years from now, will this be a thing? And that helps me to make the right decisions to prioritize. Like my kids have like events. I'm telling you, they have like 10 events a week. If I tried to go to all of them, I would be a wreck. But I kind of think like, okay, 10 years from now, will my kid care that I wasn't at like school reading time where like Poofy the clown came to throw a balloon in the air? Probably not. But will they care that I was at a parent-teacher conference where they turned in a project that they felt bad about and now we're going to talk to the teacher about what happened? Yes, that would matter. So those are my 2 rules. I only have 2 rules because I'm not trying to be perfect. So no mom guilt. And in 10 years, will that even matter? So I think that's all I have for overcoming mom guilt. Questions, comments, if you have other tips for other moms, because of course I don't have all the answers, please drop them in the comments and I'll see you on the next one. Yay!